great like batting coach and watching.
Good evening, 7:02, March 8th, 2022, and I call the Park and Recreation Commission meeting of Ware, New Hampshire to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Janine Lynch, Park Chair, and we have
David Lundeen, Vice Chair.
Lisa Grillian, Coordinator.
And welcome, everybody.
Hi, so many faces.
Once a year when people come. It's true.
This is great. We should have a group photo done.
Right?
Right?
Exactly. Make us feel special.
Yeah.
So first up would be public comment, but I'm pretty sure everybody's here for field usage, so. Okay, all right. So next up, field usage.
Do you have agendas?
I do. Would you like one?
Yes, please.
I put baseball first because if Judy calls,
I'm just gonna go, just in case there's anything with Park.
I was gonna say, don't close the door because I want to be here when they report when they post the ballot. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, usually we're still.
It's a day for everybody then.
Usually we're still here when Maureen brings them over from the school. Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. Thank you, Joe.
We've got the exact same identical request to last year.
Okay.
I think maybe I changed by 1 hour. Just copy the same one I did last year.
All right.
So if it says 21, it's probably the most obvious.
You have 2 copies. Do you want one for yourself?
No, I should have one for Bolton and one.
Oh, okay.
For,
Jeez. Like if I could read, right?
Well, I wouldn't put it past me.
No, they do say different fields.
Therapist right now, so. He's
not 2 hours of sleep.
Right? I know, right? No, they do say both of the fields.
It was windy last night.
Or all the fields. So I'll just say it once because I mean I'm sure everybody got the email about the new policy. So just to Board of Selectmen made a change. It's not the part you hand in, but it's the preceding pages that describe all the rules. So on page 2, and I'll just read it quick. Just all activities must be under constant competent adult supervision, which they are. There's always coaches there. Approved by the Board of Selectmen and the facility manager of the building involved if there's a designated manager. The group using the facilities will be responsible for removing any and all applicant-generated equipment and trash and be responsible for damage to building, grounds, or equipment owned by the town. And of course, I mean, trash is always cleaned up. I mean, I've been at plenty of games and it's always, everybody chips in and grabs, as much stuff as they can, whether it's theirs or not, and that's amazing. But we just have the big problem, and it's a little bit at every field, just leftover equipment. Season's done, you're not going to use it, but it's kind of just accumulating. And they're broken, so it's a hazard if somebody's going to play over there or do something like that. So what we hope starting this season and on out is what we'll do is we'll approve everything as if it's all going to be great, and then before usage takes place, before we step foot on the field, just contact the email or one of us and let us know that it's all cleaned up. There's nothing that you're not going to use on the premises, and that means the outlying fields too, especially Bolton, around the soccer field area. We want to expand the mowing so the weeds don't keep creeping in. So even the stuff that looks like it's way out of the way, we're not going to use it. We need it all off of there. And so, and we'll just inspect it, within a day, because any of us are in town. We're able to go and look and just give you the all clear, and then we'll go ahead. So we can kind of start the season fresh, and I do know that some of the stuff is still being used. I know the batting cages for the baseball, so it's not everything doesn't need to be removed, just the stuff that's obviously not usable. That's our main concern.
No, and I appreciate the clarification. That was actually going to be one of my questions, is for stuff
Yeah.
that is used constantly every year, like the batting cage, for
Right.
example. I know it's sort of set down and a way. I wish it was a better place for
Right.
it, but I know it's kind of set down in a way, but it is something that we do use.
Well, and hopefully if we can get the mowing to do more of that area, it can, even be moved a little out of there. I mean, that would be good. Nobody wants to walk through weeds to go and practice batting, that's not any fun.
We'd also want to kind of consolidate it so that when it's done, you don't have nets over here, nets over there, all over.
Well, and we're not-
Everything gets condensed down into one, especially like lacrosse where that's this season, but now we have soccer, which is in the fall. All the soccer nets that aren't being used, we can kind of condense them down into one spot so they're not all over the place, because you have to also look at it from people who coming into our town to look at it. It's kind of like,
The impression it sets is kind of like, oh, they don't really care about the field, if we leave trash and stuff like that. So we definitely want to make a good impression too. But even football, I mean, the lights, we're not expecting you to haul everything, you're using that. It doesn't need to be hauled away, it's like, that's why we wanted to make sure it was just, the unused equipment is really what is important to us. That's, not savable or anything like that. Anything to add? No?
can I see that?
Yep, this
Can I
is-
see? I need to see
Yeah,
the
this is
other phone.
Purington.
Right.
And then,
Because, did you really mean to have it to the end of August? Because that's in baseball, that's in soccer season. You actually have this till,
August
August.
31st?
31. That's just
It's-
always
I think it's
historically
bec-
been what we requested every
And-
year since Christmas.
It won't
started.
overlap though or anything like that.
No.
We're fine.
Yeah. I think that was initially because of the summer program,
Yeah.
so that was in there,
okay.
but
You could change it to July 31st if that makes you feel better.
Well, we could leave it August
I have
31st, and if I
August
can
1st
run
on
us.
mine.
It doesn't matter, whatever it is.
Is that what you want to do, Dave?
Well,
Have
it's just,
August?
because I know that we had that other group that wanted, it wanted the softball field, so it's not these ones, but it's Inison. I know we had the conflict, we had that church group.
Well, but
that
they
want-
typically, they
fine.
do it in the summer, right?
But
Yeah,
this
they
is,
just do it- they
they're
did it
wanting
on-
it through August, so they're blocking out
Well, this
every
one-
night.
Well, I guess we'll look at softball then, so this isn't Inison. Okay.
yeah. And when they did Inison, the other group, the adult league, didn't do it on the nights because
Okay.
they share Hillsborough and Ware,
Okay.
Hillsborough, Henniker, and Ware share that
I feel
field.
like we might have only had 1 week of overlap.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be done by the 19th of June. And I feel like maybe they had 1 week in our season. But,
Yeah.
That's not too bad to have to share.
yeah, I don't know what the exact date they start, but it might have been 1 week.
But they only do one night a week.
Yeah. I don't know
When
if
they
it's
do
Monday
it-
nights, like Monday nights, that's when we usually have games.
Yeah.
But if there's a conflict, like when we get closer, I'll know the schedule.
Yeah. For All-Stars, it's typically a practice thing only.
How about that church group use the middle school field too last year?
No, it was post, whatever the local post is.
Oh, is that, okay.
They were using it last year. But that's not us, so.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to, for some reason I remembered I had a field thing with somebody, so.
All right, so other than that, I mean, do you want to change it to August 1st or July 31st, or are you not worried about it? I mean, Lisa's always been the schedule keeper, so if she's
I'm
fine
not,
with it.
I'm not really worried about it.
All right,
I do want to put it in our form.
right. I'm just,
Thank you.
All right, so Joe, if you're able to, just, once there's not ice and mud, if you're able to just look over the fields. I know for a fact up at the Bolton baseball field, and I have a picture in the back left corner. This is in the end of last summer, so I don't know if it's, I mean, I would assume it's still there, but, so when you're looking at the back left corner, so this would be up where the hiking trail enters up in there. There's, a piece that's pretty rusty, broken, looks like 2 halves. I can't really tell because it's laying down what it was for. So that would be something, if it's
Oh, it
still
looks like
there.
it might have been a backstop for maybe for pitching or for hitting.
And if it's still usable and it was just a
Not
part,
sure.
that's fine, but I don't know if it was broken or what. So that was left at the end
Might have
of,
been the old.
that picture was taken in July, so that was end of the season.
That was when Denise went.
If it's there, I'll get rid of it.
Okay, thank you. Other than
I was
that,
there, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
the grass
dugouts-
is probably pretty
The
tall.
dugouts were all redone at Bolton.
Yes,
we
Miles
have an
did an
Eagle project that
awesome
did that.
job. Yep.
Those are awesome, and then I was over actually at Purington yesterday, walking through the slush and the snow. And
Yeah.
we're gonna have the same problem we had last year where everything's washed out.
Right, right. And I know Stockhouse did some to help with that. I don't remember what he
Yeah,
was
we
able to
bought the
put in.
material and then we paid him to fix it.
Okay,
So I don't know.
Is it washed out, all of your material gone?
I think I have a small pile left in, in the parking lot area that we can use to fill it in, but
We need to do something
It
about
needs a
that.
retaining wall.
Yeah.
Because it all
Yeah.
comes
Right.
right through the fence.
right.
Yeah.
So what's there
$1,000
is
every season
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get the material and then get it done.
Yep,
And
that's
then
a big problem.
I'm hesitant to put the turf conditioner in there because I don't wanna just be buying stuff to dump.
No.
So I guess, I mean, my main concern was, I don't know if one of us really wants to be the person, not the paying part, but the setting it up part, because I'm not gonna be able to recommend like the proper retaining wall or the location, so someone that uses the field, I mean, if we're able to like set something up, we're able to get estimates, if, I don't know, if it's something where, if you want us to kind of set it up and you can meet with them or give an idea, or, you know, or if you just want to let them have their expertise. I don't want to go in there and go, yeah, retaining wall right here, it's perfect, and then find out that's not what baseball wants. They really would have rather had, you know, a step or something like that, so.
I mean, I can set it up. You guys require 3 quotes.
We have to have 3 quotes, or 3 attempts, if 2 refuse, as long as you have, you know, an email or something recording, we have to look at getting 3 attempted quotes, so.
Our bylaw specifically say 3 quotes.
Okay.
Ours, we're allowed to have, people that say no, as long as we attempted 3 quotes, so.
So does PARC have money to help fix that?
We can, we'd have to look at that. That's something we'd have to
We're
vote.
hoping the budget passes.
Yeah,
Because all of the porta potty and dumpster fees went way up, so
Yeah.
that's, so that was exciting, but, so, yes, we absolutely hope to be able to help with
Yeah.
that, so. So that would be great, so, all right,
yeah, the porta potties and the dumpsters are a whole other deal.
I know.
Oh.
All right, retaining wall, Purington, okay, all right.
Who fixed the other retaining wall that was leaning in towards the dugout at Puritan? Who fixed that? That was,
Somebody came and sweet talked, Melissa Boudreau, I think, came and talked,
Yeah, she
whatever his
did.
name was.
Whatever his name was.
Wasn't it
Uh,
Benji?
It was Benji.
Benji.
Oh,
Yes.
Can we get her to do that again?
well, we might be able to get Naomi to sweet talk Benji.
But, yeah.
I think Melissa was more effective.
All they did was just excavate and straighten the fence. It's not, nothing, that's not gonna solve the problem again.
okay.
We need to do something
It
different.
definitely needs a retaining wall.
Yeah, it needs something different. Because we just keep dumping money out in the parking lot.
It's a problem.
Okay. All right. Okay, anything else at any of the other fields that you noticed?
No.
Okay,
This is just for baseball, it's not for concessions, correct?
No, it's just for baseball. I didn't ask for anything for concessions.
Okay.
so as far as,
This is usually a separate,
yeah.
Usually it's a separate request, I just want to make sure we weren't combining.
We'll follow up on concessions if that's okay. I don't know what we're gonna do this year, because
Okay,
shed at Einison, well, not the, at
Purington,
Yeah.
is really unusable.
okay, that's definitely, yep,
We have the Whack Shack. That may make an appearance,
the one on wheels.
the one on wheels.
The
Yeah.
shed at Purington's leaking.
Okay, so that was what we were, that's what I wanted to definitely make a note about the one at Purington, was that we need to assess it, because if it's unsafe, then we can't do concessions inside of it. I mean, you could always do a pop-up and a table outside of it, you know,
Yeah.
something
Right.
like that, so,
Yeah, no, we couldn't do, and it's overrun with
Okay.
ice inside too. So
All
no,
right.
Yeah.
We would not use it
Okay.
for concessions. I barely want to use it for equipment.
that's good to hear, all right.
yeah, it's getting wet on
All
both
right,
sides.
so we'll have to assess on tearing it down or fixing it up, seeing what has to happen there. Okay,
It's been a while since we put a roof on,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like $1,300 for that roof.
Yeah, we paid a long time ago.
right?
Wow.
It's just to get a meter pedestal.
That is a lot.
That's
That is a
the
lot.
black trailer, the snap
Yeah.
trailer or whatever.
Plug it in
Just
right there.
plug it in.
That'd be great.
Just to put it out there, last year, we weren't really sure about COVID and the concession with the football team, but the farmer's market in town, the new one here,
Yeah.
they had have a lady that owns a food truck, and her prices were super reasonable. So I don't know how you guys feel about a food truck coming in, but that's an option if it's doable through the town.
The good part
That
about their
doesn't-
concessions is they made money off of it, so.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a-
we
It
didn't
was
make
maybe
it.
like $200 a season.
A little, well, not a lot, no.
No, not a lot.
Really?
For all that, the amount of hours.
For all that work?
$200.
Right?
Oh, wow.
So if you divide that up, she's making like $1 an hour.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
well, the cost of food is just expensive
Yeah.
Right?
and, you know, we're not trying to gouge people
Right.
that come, even though we have a captive. We're not,
Right.
you know, it's.
I would be much more.
It's still only $1
Let
for
somebody else
water.
do it.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, on to the next one.
All right. Okay. So if baseball's all set, we'll tentatively approve everything and then we'll just do a final inspection before practice starts. And then, so softball's next. I just picked random. I just did Joe first. Everybody else is random. Thanks. All right. Okay. So, Inison softball, and we had already talked about the possibility about sharing with the church, so that's not a problem if they, because I think you guys,
No, she wanted only till the night, she only wanted it to the
Okay.
19th of
I feel like
June.
they might start that week, like that's a Sunday. So
Okay.
I feel like they would, I feel like they usually.
I don't remember, I can, if I have it from last year when they started, but, all right. So, other than that, I don't think, I didn't, all right, at Inison, there was, when the sheds got removed, was there still any old equipment where the sheds were, any old,
There were some, yes, there's some stuff there next to, and I actually tried calling like one of those metal companies to come get it.
is it old, is it unused,
It's,
is it old equipment, or what
There's
what is
some
it?
pieces of what, there's some metal pipes and stuff that
So
used to
from
be
some
on a
kind of
net.
nets, okay.
Yes, there's a little bit there, but most of what was there I cleaned up, and the kids cleaned it up, and
Okay.
put stuff in the dumpster,
So
so,
just a little bit.
yeah, there's a little bit.
All right, so that would be the only thing that we would need.
There's the metal stuff I left because I thought somebody might actually come get it, and so it's just right outside the snack shack side. That's where it was anyway, in the fall. I haven't been down there. But I think, wasn't Rick down there yesterday? Were you down there? Were you
At
at
Inison?
were you at Inison? Somebody was,
I was to see if I could get to the shack to get the med kits off the
Yeah.
box this week, and but there's a brand new lock on it. And,
on the shack?
no, on the gate.
The gate,
down.
you
Oh,
locked the
you should
gate.
have messaged me. I could have
that?
given you the combo for that, but
Is it a new
I saw
one?
you.
Oh,
I
did
saw
you?
you there, and I'm like, who's pulling in? And I'm like, oh, it's probably Rick, and I figured you just would walk around the gate and go down.
Well, I wasn't sure how many there was, so. I figured-
Minivan, right?
What was that?
Minivan?
Yeah, it's an SUV.
Yeah.
It's like a minivan.
Yeah.
We had,
Yep.
a lot of donuts going on in there off-season.
Yeah,
So
we
we
had some issues.
locked up
that.
that gate because that one's been torn up, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you have, I think, I don't know if I have you have the combination
the
for that
Is it
one?
the same combination as past couple of years, or has it changed?
It should have been the same. I can double check.
Good
it.
intentions.
Can't tell.
It's a new lock.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
The whole town turned
If
out.
it hasn't changed, then
It should have been, yeah, yep. Pretty sure I kept it. So anyway,
right.
but we can talk about that later.
So if you're good on the softball dates, and then you can just let us know when you've, looked over and make sure it's all set, and we'll just give it a look, and then we'll be all set. Did you have any concerns with the field otherwise, anything else?
just, gets wet, but.
We'll order some drying grass. No.
I mean, Stockhouse, like every year, they usually,
They
split
did-
it up and stuff, so they're gonna.
They did get the contract again, because the Board of Selectmen was trying to get different bids, and I definitely put in the 2 cents of, Stockhouse really knows the fields really well, it'd be great if we didn't have to train somebody new, so he did get to keep the field contracts, so he'll be doing the same thing, I mean, unless we tell him there needs to be a change, he would keep his same maintenance, yep.
Is that something last year we bought turf conditioner for the field? I think we have like a half pallet left. Is that something that we could have Stockhouse, when he tills up the field, put in? If Chrissy wants that? Help
We
dry it
actually
out?
spread it, we spread it in the fall, we spread it all,
Oh, you did?
so it'll get tilled in spring.
Okay.
Do we want more?
Well, it always is more.
Oh, we'll talk later.
Just,
I'm talking to you.
We'll talk to
We
you.
can get it, and you can spread it.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, we haven't
Yeah.
told him to change anything, we're just hoping to add in the more mowing around the soccer field and
Yeah.
things like that.
Daughter plays rookie softball this year, so.
Ah, you got the in.
They'll pay extra.
Awesome.
Sounds good. That's the nice part about the small town. All right, so that's pretty good then for Einison unless
Yeah,
anything else?
unfortunately, I can't get into the calendar, but I will get
Well, you'll
there.
keep it and add it in.
I got it.
All right. So that's good, Chrissy? Okay. All right, so football's next.
It's the same as last year,
Okay.
but we did put, August for a week of conditioning. You guys want that?
No, that's for buildings. I think only if you actually need to use one of the, what do they have on here? I don't think we don't take it, nope, so you don't need to do that. That's for,
You're using the old town hall.
the historic, yeah, it was particular buildings doing like private events, so you don't need any of that.
So if we were to do our board meeting on once a month, would they have to do that? Because we used to do our board meetings there, but since COVID, we weren't doing that anymore.
No, it's more like town hall, like where they have to pay for like cleaning service and stuff, kind of extra stuff type of thing. So, no, we don't charge any fees for any of our locations, because you guys are all nonprofit organizations. So, so there, yay, it cost you less.
Yeah,
Do you want? Thank you. Thank you for the offer. No tips allowed. No, I'm just kidding.
No bribes.
We'll keep it for the concession stand.
Yay. Okay. All right. Okay, so, like we talked, the lights are fine to stay there, that's not a problem, and I know, I'm pretty sure I think all the equipment you guys have locked up in the building, so.
All the equipment's locked up. I think I'm gonna have to move the lights for you guys for lacrosse for when you guys start, playing there, because there's 3 generator lights on the field sideline right now, but I'll haul those behind the, shed.
That'd be great, if you need help.
Just get them out of the way. Oh, thank you, thank you. We usually haul them up to the town shed, but I think it just takes up too much room for you guys, so.
If they fit behind concessions, I mean, as long as the field maintenance can get in and out, for mowing and stuff like that, because I know the gate's open, I think that's, whatever works, I don't know how much space they take up.
As long as we get them behind the concession.
Yeah, we'll get them behind there.
Yeah, that's fine. You
Okay.
don't have to drive them all over town.
Right.
Put them out there. I thought they were there last year.
I think we moved them for lacrosse because it's the big light, so we didn't know, like, if a
Yeah.
ball were to go in from there, or a kid run
But you
into them
can,
by
yeah,
accident.
probably.
Yeah, exactly, so, but we'll get together and we'll move those. Lucas is on the team this year, so I'll be able to practice.
And are you doing, because I know you're separate for concessions than the WAC group, or are you guys all together now? So are you wanting the
Concession
concession stand
building?
as, concession building as well?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
And you guys have your own, now you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, have your own, did you guys sharing the remote for the scoreboard, or did you guys get your own?
No, we're sure.
Yeah.
We worked it out last year and it worked out great.
Yes.
Appreciate
Okay.
that for using it.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, so I'm just gonna cross off the paid the $75.
Yeah.
So we don't think we have your money. My pen.
Here,
Okay, you can cross it off.
I'll cross it off.
Since you're the keeper. All right, so anything else as far as football goes?
No, I think we're in good shape.
Sometimes you got, yep.
The only other thing is can you get us the information on
For
what
the other
that
thing.
remote is for that scoreboard?
Yeah,
Because
you
we
can-
were looking to possibly,
yes.
if we had funds, to have one in our control as well, just so, because I know
So you
you,
mean like the purchasing of it and how much it costs and
Yep.
such? Yeah, I can do that.
Actually, I looked.
We
I
already
looked
got
that up
that, yeah.
before, and the remote that we
Yeah.
have, the wireless package is currently in that cooler. You can't get a new one. You can get a new one, but you have to upgrade the wireless package. not that expensive for the remote itself, but I didn't get a pricing on the actual upgrading of the wireless package. It's just not, that style of remote isn't offered anymore.
Okay.
Obsolete.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. It said games in practice. Is it just the football field? Sometimes they do flag football, like on the soccer field, or I wasn't sure if anything like that, or just the base football field.
So we'd probably just try and utilize the football field, but I
Okay.
think with soccer, we had some scheduling things where we were trying to move kids around, and we did use the baseball and the soccer field to
Okay.
kind of help. So we're flexible if we need to move for, practices.
Okay.
But we do have flag and then the 2 tackle teams.
Okay. So primarily, is it? I mean, is it just the football field, or do you want to use?
'Cause I think you guys used
Soccer
the outside of
and-
the baseball field.
We had to a couple times last year, and then we even used the soccer field, but it was not like set in stone. It was like trying to be super flexible for
Okay.
these guys.
Did
and
it-
the
did it-
these folks.
All right. Did it work out as far as baseball and soccer?
I had no problems
It
with it
was-
at all.
Okay. All right. Just want to fit everybody. Okay. All right. Because I think you guys used to practice at the high school, didn't you, a while back, or?
Yeah, we used to, but then they told us our only practice time would be 8 at night. I was like, that's just not gonna happen.
I think
Right?
When my son played tackle, yeah, practice was at the high school, in the field behind the high school.
Next to the field, hockey field, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
down the little,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And these are a
so
lot of
then-
middle schoolers, right? So it's probably the ones that go to school the earliest that need to be to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's just
jeez.
8 to 9:30, just.
No. All right.
Aren't we all?
We'll try to cut it quick. No, just kidding. Time's almost up. All right. Okay. Okay. So unless there's anything else, football for anybody. Good? All right. Yeah, so just give us a call when you've, got the lights moved off, and we'll just go make sure and just double check and nothing's hiding in the, okay. So soccer's up next. Thank you. Okay. All the fields. She wants them all. Okay.
Yeah, I get greedy. One
Yeah.
comes for the gazebo.
Yeah, gazebo's usually really
That's just the
short.
spring,
Yep.
and it's on Thursdays this year instead of Fridays,
Okay.
because we couldn't get anyone on Fridays.
All right. Okay. So yeah, like I had told Chrissy, I mean, Inison, a couple leftover pieces, and then at Bolton. I mean, I don't know if you got to see the pictures at Bolton. Did you need to, or no? Okay, so I mean, and some of them I think are still usable. They were just
Yeah.
kind of leaned over out of the way, but some of them were definitely not. And I think there was even I'm not sure if it was something soccer had used, but like concrete. I don't know. So. There was something else there too. Okay. It's like, not like anybody was setting anything up permanent, but there was like bags of concrete, like they'd been, left over, just kind of used type of thing.
Like sandbags for the nets?
No, no, they were definitely,
Do you have the pictures? 'Cause
Yeah,
don't
I
remember.
do.
Concrete is probably it's probably in
Waiting it-
concrete
okay.
underneath, so maybe it's left over from that.
maybe, like, yeah, so that might have been it. Or it was, I unfortunately looked kind of later last year, so it's not all fresh in the mind. So it could have been leftover ripped kind of sandbags maybe for weight kind of things. But just give us a call after you've gone through and cleaned up and let us know. Yeah, that was the Inison picture of the
Yeah.
old one. These pictures are a lot of our sheds too, so it's not all bad. Drainage sheds, that's the, I don't have too many pictures of that one.
No, that's Bolton.
That's Bolton, and then,
Where is that?
so that's
Behind the fence?
yeah, that's behind the soccer fence.
Okay.
Because
So
those,
let's
the
take a couple
fence,
of
because
old,
it's like,
old net systems.
yeah, there's,
Okay.
all right. Okay,
Thank you.
All right.
so Steph, do you have any questions, concerns about any of the fields?
Other than the big holes at Bolton soccer, all
For-
over the field.
Okay, so the actual, like where, I mean, the playing grass area? Because we know about the driveway. We're trying to get the
Yeah.
DPW to
The
take care of the
grass is-
driveway.
Yeah, horrible.
Okay.
It's like holes of nothing, and it's just hard packed dirt.
All right.
Nothing's gonna grow there.
Yeah, the
Okay.
challenge with that is because it's so hard packed, it's just, it's not gonna grow. Because we did go down last year
We tried raking it.
after
Across.
lacrosse, yeah. 3 of us went down and I actually
Yeah.
I bought sand as well and we tried to,
Easy too.
and I brought my rake down and tried to rake it
Is
up,
it
but
near
it's-
the irrigation heads, do you know? I mean,
Don't recall seeing any irrigation heads there,
okay,
but really, it's just so hard packed.
I mean, they're
Right.
That-
big areas.
It
Okay.
really needs like to be like rotor tilled, yeah. 'Cause
is it,
it's-
in the spring, does any good grass show up and then it's just dead first, or it just never does any good grass?
It's not gonna grow there.
When we're there, we're trying to line the field for the small fields. There is so much dirt and not that much grass. You have, like on the edges, but there's definitely a lot of dirt there.
Okay,
And it's like you were saying, it's hard packed. It's not fun for the kids to play on, but it's really, only spot.
all right.
Either that, or can you guys turn it this year and bring it more toward
You're
the,
talking about at Bolton,
Well-
right?
Bolton soccer
bring the
field.
Bolton one more toward
The
the,
trouble with turning anything there is we don't know, we don't have a map, and the town doesn't have a map of the irrigation system.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I didn't really wanna dig in there too hard, because I
Yeah.
don't want.
There's
So
no
we have
map
to,
of the
we have to
irrigation.
see
Bigger
what
problem.
Stockhouse can do. I mean, maybe just like a little more,
We have a slight idea because of where the heads are, but we don't have, there's no,
map of the irrigation.
no map of the irrigation system.
If Stockhouse is able to, just rake it up a little bit and then just top dress it with some new soil, and then seed it, that's probably really all it needs.
Can you send me an email?
Yep.
With specifically what you want, so that I can
Yep.
forward it to him and see what we can do?
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, also,
You can't do that until after the cross is over, though.
What was that?
You can't do that until after the cross is over.
yeah,
No,
If
right,
you
right,
do it
wouldn't be
now,
able
it's
to.
not gonna-
well,
Right.
we're
Definitely
over
doesn't go there.
mid-June.
So
Yeah.
looking at, you got.
So
one that's
June?
Starting in June.
Okay.
July, June,
Yeah.
July, and August, which is all gonna die anyways.
Right.
Yeah,
Come on, we got the irrigation
the
working.
irrigation's working, that was a
And
big
it's
deal.
also like, if it's not, if we can't get it done, it's just gonna be a mess for staff, and then nothing's gonna happen over the winter, it's gonna be a mess for us.
Yeah, no, we wanna try to,
But
let's
it
try
does
to.
it does get 2, 3, almost 3 months of not being, at least 2 months of not being used, you know, in the
Yeah,
summer.
trust me, we've been like, between the amount of time, I mean, I spent personally, and Janine has spent personally, we went down there early in the
You're not
morning
talking about the
and at
irrigation
midnight.
system
down at-
anymore.
Well, I know, but we can get it, you know what I mean? And Eva spent a ton of time down there trying to map it out.
At least it's
too.
not leaking in the shed on it anymore. That was fun.
That was fun. Good time.
Okay, all right, so in June, so Mike's gonna email Lisa what to do, and so in June and July, we'll have Stockhouse.
When you send me the email, shoot me a text and let me know it's there.
She doesn't.
I don't like email.
It's true.
Fair enough.
Yep.
All right. Okay, anything else? Other fields? Okay, good. All right. Okay, soccer, all done? So you'll let us know when you've cleaned up, and then, I don't know, cheer, is cheer even here? Aha, you're here.
That's me.
Here's the cheerleader.
I don't know everybody.
I'm the cheer.
You guess somebody's gotta throw everybody around, right?
He's
Give-
here,
give-
he's
give
here
us
in
a
place
cheer.
of his wife.
Give
Okay.
us a cheer, Adam.
I don't judge, anybody can be a coach of anything.
At work.
I know I couldn't do it.
Like, you said your husband.
The signed one, yeah, thank you. All right, gazebo
I'm more here for my looks.
in the fall. All right, so The gazebo field doesn't have anything for cleaning up. So, did she send you a list of any, concerns or anything to address or anything like that? Okay.
There was some, last year, there was some like holes
That was after the,
after the, is the,
Patriotic Festival?
Yeah, that was our own little,
Usually the Board of Selectmen approves that one because they use so much area and it's so big, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's gonna happen again. Okay, so,
I think last year was also because
The rain was just
Rainy that
horrendous.
weekend.
yeah, they got
We couldn't
equipment.
believe they even let anybody drive on it. We were like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that I was an unhappy camper.
We were arguing
Well, at the
against
middle
it.
school put the kibosh and said, no, you're not going on our field.
Right.
Right.
Well, I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't blame them, yeah.
yeah.
All right, so, but the holes are still, they're still there.
He did a lot
Are
of
they
filling
really
in.
still there?
Stockhouse filled it, a lot of it in.
Okay.
I thought they got filled in last
Yeah, I
year.
think one got filled.
Yeah.
Stockhouse
Okay.
filled them in.
Yeah, that should-
So if it happens again after the Patriotic Festival, I mean, in the rules, just like everybody else, they gotta leave it the way they found it, so they're supposed to fix it up. So let us know, and we'll get them on that. I know, right?
Sorry, it was
All right.
frustrating.
It is. It's hard. Okay.
And on the gazebo, there is no porta potties put there.
Well, I mean, if the school's locked, they can walk to the tennis courts. That's about it. That's all
Yeah,
we-
there is one up at the tennis courts, but there is no, we don't put a porta potty at the gazebo field.
Okay, and I think a lot of times the school bathrooms are closer and they're open.
Usually
Usually
open.
outdoor.
They're usually unlocked, but I'm not speaking for them, so I'm just telling you what
I
we
hear
can
you.
provide you.
Right, go to the tennis courts. It's not too far. Okay, so anything else with cheer, anybody?
Nope.
Okay, so lacrosse. Thanks. Thanks for waiting.
No problem. Hey, that was the company that did the sign.
Okay.
And actually, he was under Kevin Bishop's name. I
Okay,
have no idea why, but.
okay. Because we may also be able to get a,
Different number too, yeah.
oh,
All right, so so concession building. And do you have, you have the code and everything to get in?
Yeah, I
everything
have
yet?
all those things. The only one I just the one to get the nakeds
Okay,
down the line. So.
okay.
We do have 4 full field teams this year. And we still would like to do the 1 practice for each team during the week, so they get to play on marked fields. But that is really the only change, that we have an additional full field team.
So, all right.
Can you read my writing? Is my writing-
No, it's fine. So, I mean, it seems mostly it's just kind of football and lacrosse kind of sharing. So if you guys are,
I'll double check the code at Dynaston because I don't know if I updated
Okay.
it on my.
If you can look at the
Did you
practices
try
for-
one that you thought was gonna work?
Did you try the one I did in the
I did
chat?
not, I didn't have a chance to try that one
If it hasn't changed, that's what it was.
yet. Okay, it looked like a brand new lock, so I wasn't sure.
It is a brand new lock.
Oh.
Cause the old lock froze. Like it. Don't you
I
dare.
was gonna say something.
Joe's buying me a new lock. That lock was really expensive.
I think they make bolt cutter grade, like paddle locks that you
They
can't.
did. They did. But probably the ones that Joe has will get through
I
it.
know, probably.
Oh, yeah, but-
I got cut off by-
Well, now we'll know who did it. It's on record.
Yeah.
So, if you'll be able to, I don't know, so, not knowing,
Rick, if you don't hear from me, just send me a text message. No.
Okay.
She doesn't check.
She doesn't check email.
Just check.
Or text message.
Or text messages.
I have to,
I'm guilty
I
of the text.
have to text her and be like, did you read your email?
Yeah, and
You
then
have
I'm like,
something
I
to
get
go
the
on?
text message the next day, and I'm like, what?
Missed the email.
I only like happened to notice yours the other night.
You're lucky you answered that.
You'd be in big trouble.
You would have called me.
All right, and I mean, I don't know lacrosse well enough, but I don't think you guys have unused equipment left. I'm pretty sure you guys.
No, they did.
The only,
Yeah.
the only question they may have come up because I didn't notice. We had a gold break last year and then it just kind of disappeared. So-
Okay, it may be in the bushes by one of the Bolton soccer fields. There's a lot of stuff over there it's the backside by the batting cages and down the hill, kind of
Yeah,
parallel to the dumpster, so, and I don't know what everybody's equipment looks like, so, you can look over that and then just let us know that you don't have any lacrosse stuff. Did you have any concerns or questions about the fields that we didn't bring up or anything?
no, just the one that, about the soccer field.
Okay, all right.
Pretty much, but, actually, I do have a question for you. We use the soccer field up top for small field games. And the way that that section is set up, it takes us a while to figure out the correct dimensions. The football field has got, I don't know what the heck you call them, pegs, whatever, marking out every 5 yards, which makes it really easy. It's got a box for the 120 yards in the distance, and every 5 yards, it's got these pegs that you just put a flag in and be done. Can we do something like that for the small field up by the soccer? It shouldn't cause any issues. You can take a look at the football field, because it'll be on the outside and it would be flush to the ground.
So, yeah, I mean, that's not anything that I would have.
As long as it's not interfering with irrigation, I don't know.
Yeah, just that would be my one concern is be careful where you put them in, that you don't drive it through the irrigation pipe because,
I don't think these things go down very far, but I'll keep that in mind and I'll check.
I mean, I know that there was some put in for the football over for the field over here at the middle school, just because once you have those four corners, it makes life, even if you do it for soccer, it's fine as long as they're not interfering with anything.
Do you think, Steph, that would cause any problem for what you guys are doing, soccer?
No, they're not.
Okay. So,
I've been in a box for like years, we just haven't done them for soccer.
okay, so, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I would approve that just fine. Sound good to you, Dave? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fine.
Yeah, so if that makes it easier for you guys,
Yeah, it would make it easier for in the following years coming up, so that would be great.
all right.
Do you need an email from me, or do you need?
No, I think this is fine. You're on record. It's on TV. We'll all see it on. Nope, that's fine. So they're called, you said, they're like, what, line pegs? Is that what they're called, or field pegs?
I
Or
Field marker pegs.
have no idea what they're called, I just know what they're at. So
field
this-
marker pegs, we'll call them. We'll know what they, okay?
Looking at the field guy.
So just in the soccer field, because you said you used the football ones already?
The football ones are already lined,
Okay.
makes it so much easier.
Okay. Thank you, football. No. All right, so any other questions or anything? Okay, anybody else? Lacrosse? Okay, all right, field hockey?
I
Anybody?
don't use any of the fields.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I know they've asked in the past, I don't want to write them off and tell them, all right.
Nope, she's only using middle school.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I guess unless anybody else has any, I mean, you can stay,
Anybody else?
but I don't want to. All right. All set?
Thank you.
Unless,
Thank
can
you
you
very
guys give
much.
us an update on what's going on with the Onison shed for as far as the concession stand? As
Whack
far as
had-
getting it fixed and up to code?
Yeah, someone was supposed to get in there before winter, but they didn't, so I'm gonna follow up with him. See if he can get in there, cause he did some work for free a couple of years ago, just to patch up a couple things in there, there's really gaping holes in it. But yeah, the stairs are not to code, so he's gonna rip them down.
Yeah, there's still some siding missing.
And
and-
it's- yeah, the siding.
Siding and some
Okay.
roofing issues that
Yeah.
we want to get it taken care of. Especially the stuff that's around the back, because I just don't want some kid playing around in the back of that and getting hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he's gonna rip the stairs down and redo them, cause they're not up to code.
Okay, so you'll keep us updated? Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So we're on to tennis courts,
All right.
unless anybody else has anything.
Anybody want to do some tennis court work?
Denise said that she'll, thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much.
Let us know if you have concerns or need anything in the interim. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Rick, I do think I know what that code is, so I just, but you want me to write it down?
That's right. technology.
I'm just gonna send you a text message. So, I think I know what it is, but, I know because I put the new lock in, I might have changed it, so.
A couple locks got moved around too, like we had, we had one and it was, the numbers are.
One
kind
of these three things that I just sent you.
3 tries and you're out, 3 tries and you're in.
I just sent it.
Oh,
you
she
just sent
texted it?
Oh, okay, great,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those 3, but I'll
No,
try
we're
to
still on
remember to
TV.
verify it. Yeah, I'll try to remember to verify it when I go by
Okay.
tonight. So,
Thanks a lot.
all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right, so Denise reached out that she's gonna touch base with Vermont Recreation for the tennis court resurfacing in the next, I think she said 2 weeks, because we're tentative for April, depending on the weather, the temperature being dry. So she's gonna touch base with them.
Okay.
And then the tree trimming, I know that she was tagging them, and I know Benji's aware of them, so I just
Yep.
think she'll have to keep kind of touching base with Benji to see
Yes, that's
when
one of
they're-
those things that you have to stay right on top.
Okay. And then the sign, we still have the sign here. Where is that at for wordage and quotes
On the side?
on the new tennis court sign?
I don't remember.
I think you were gonna write something up.
Okay. All right.
Is that still, or do you think Denise can write it up?
Let me check my notes because I would have put it in the notes here, so hold on a second. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. What's today? 3, 8.
Oh, shoot, I knew I wanted to say something to these guys while they were here.
What?
I forgot to
hallway.
No, that anything that's in there is, they need to have insured themselves.
Oh, they know that. WAC has insurance. We only have the buildings. They have insurance. They
Oh.
have to with all the players and everything. Okay, what did I have for the tennis courts?
My Google Drive is going very, very slowly.
Well, I'm looking.
No, there were notes on a piece of paper, I remember now.
I gave you pictures of the signs.
But you know what I was thinking? I think I was thinking that the tennis court signs were already ordered.
Last meeting I had was somebody was gonna inventory the signs in Naomi's office.
I did that.
No,
And I sent
but we're talking
pictures.
about tennis court signs. I
Talking about
did,
the tennis court sign.
I'm pretty sure I ordered, I bet you it's sitting. I bet you that they're at the place done or something.
All right, so will you make a note that you're gonna, who do you order them from?
I would have gone to Brown Graphics.
Okay, so will you follow up with them?
I will follow up with them.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Lisa, follow up with Brown Graphics on sign. Okay, anybody else tennis courts? Seems like we'll know more in April. Okay, Chase Park. So I met with Naomi about the boat ramp.
Yep.
She specifically said that she was waiting for the State of New Hampshire Heritage Bureau to receive her payment, because there's different things about wetlands versus shore versus which permits she needed. She thought she needed one permit. They told her that was fine, then it arrived, and they said, no, you actually need the other permit. So the Heritage Bureau had to approve it, and then it had to go to, which is a state bureau, then it had to go to our Conservation Commission, which the Conservation Commission said they were perfectly fine, that once it saw the Heritage Bureau, that they were gonna approve it. And so now that's all taken care of. So as of right now, the last time I spoke to her, we're waiting for the final approval from the state. So it's passed all of the requirements except for that final application where all the ducks are in the row. And at that point, we should have approval very soon, which will be good for 5 years for the like material, which allows us to, the repair we're going to have the highway department do this spring before the boat ramp opens.
Yep.
If they need to do it in any of the following 5 years, I think we just have to let them know we don't have to reapply.
Yep.
Because it's like material. Now, if we were going in to do something new, concrete, then it would be
Yep.
a brand-new permit. So that was very good news.
Even if they could, if we know that, okay, we get the approval, even if we can't get the material, get it put in this year, if they can go pull the stuff back so that it's no longer that huge gaping hole, because there's a
Right.
big gaping hole and then it goes
Right.
up.
They'll do what they can before the water starts coming in.
That's just my whole concern, is if they start filling
And they're
water.
not supposed to do anything to the shoreline until that permit comes in.
Okay.
Even moving the gravel around, because you still have to get a permit even to add sand and gravel and stuff like that, so.
The other thing we gotta start maybe looking at is seeing how this process takes a while to get done, is putting it out maybe 2 years out that we.
Or a
put
year
it-
before, when we have that last 5th year, you mean like the 4th year, so we have 1 year?
Well, we also need sand for the beach.
Yeah,
So if it's
Okay.
taking this long to get it approved, then we maybe need to do
Yep.
it. So if it's approved now, it's gonna take a year to get this thing approved.
okay,
That we work on getting the sand
Okay.
approval.
sand for the beach permit. All right, so I have to talk to Naomi for that.
But would you agree on that? Because it'll take,
Well, like,
Yeah, if we have to get the permit,
if that
yeah.
permit is good for a while also, then yes, there's no problem. If it's only good for a year, then we would need to make sure we do it the year we're gonna get the sand. So
Right.
I'll have to see. I don't know if it's a different kind of, if boat ramp is different than sand for the beach. I don't know. If it's all just shoreline permit, I'm not sure. So, all right, length of time for the permit. Okay,
so maybe, I hate to say it, we always have them running.
right. Well, I don't know how much they cost too. I mean, it's not free. It's not a free permit, so. And I don't know how long they last. So I don't want to waste it, I don't want to get it and then not use it, so.
Yep.
So I can look into that and find that out.
Okay.
So we've had the gates open, ice fishing's been successful, they had the big derby out there, snowmobiling, everything's been really good. I did talk to Naomi.
And are all the houses off and there's,
No, the ice houses don't have to be off. Is it the end of April 31st, I think, April?
Yep, the end of April, they
Yeah,
have
that's
to be
the
off,
state.
which of course, they,
They'll pull them in soon because it's starting to melt.
yeah.
I mean, once that snow gets down and you can see the ice, it's gonna melt fast. So they'll be pulling them in, but they don't have to, they're not obligated to have them removed till the end of April.
Yep.
So, no, they're still out there because they just had the derby. There was 18 inches of ice last week on Friday when, my husband was ice fishing. So, it's gonna be good for a while still. All right. So I had talked to Naomi about it being plowed, and she said that's definitely something we can. Well, she said it was kind of back and forth. I didn't know how we felt about it or how other people felt. She said the snowmobilers like to pull off into the snow, to unload their sleds, to not be on the asphalt.
Yeah.
So, and I agree, and it's not. I mean, I just kind of wondered more if Chase
If they're
Park
gonna
should be
load
plowed.
through, they should load through on the, yeah.
So the boat ramp's not really feasible for loading, and not very easily, because the main reason is, and we looked at this the other day, it's where the water level changes the most with waves.
Yeah.
And it literally has rifts of ice like this
Yeah.
at the boat ramp.
So it's really the beach that should be used. Because the problem was when they were going down over the other embankment, they're really messing that
And
up.
they're not, the fence is still there.
I know, thank goodness.
Yes, so nobody's been using the
Yep.
Red Cross area. It has been right through the rocks to go out to the beach, which is good. So I guess my big concern of why I asked her was because I wasn't sure if the fire department should be able to get in there if they have to do a water rescue or something. That was my big safety concern of, so I'm gonna end up emailing the fire department and just kind of, see about that, what they think.
well, that'd be for next year, because
I
this
think that they
year's,
would
Yeah.
be
pretty much we're done. for this
asking
year.
for that to be done if that's what they're gonna do,
So you don't think it's something I should even,
I
think about-
really think that if they were concerned about it, then they would,
okay,
you know what I mean?
all right, sounds good.
Then they would ask for it to be done. I don't think it's our thing. And then if they need it to be done, then that's a town responsibility, not a
That's
us
what I meant,
responsibility.
right, yeah, Public Works, that's what,
Yeah, it's not
exactly
our
what I thought.
responsibility,
No,
yeah.
right. All right, sounds good,
And then we know how to deal with it.
I like that. Applications, did you go to your mailbox
To
tonight?
have them?
So you've gotten a few in?
I have some, yes.
I know our returning lifeguard will be applying.
I didn't
I
open
heard
them
it.
because we had people here.
I heard it directly from the
But
source.
I can see that it looks like there's one application from somebody here, and then there's applications from, 2 more applications from another family.
So you got 3 applications so far?
3 applications, yeah.
Okay. And I know the lifeguard, our last year's lifeguard is planning to reapply.
Yep. Yep, and I am very concerned about what we're paying, to be honest.
The lifeguard or just period?
Nope, in general, because I'm concerned about, I know what they can make elsewhere, and I know how hard it was to find help that would work this winter. That past week. We were really short. And I ended up, yeah, anyway, it was frustrating, very frustrating.
Well, let's hope we don't have to
Yeah,
talk about that. I had, oh, now I can't find it where I wrote it down. I had all the dates for all of our, next meetings. So I have, so Naomi said to reach out to her when it gets closer. Okay, so we're approved for April 19th and April 18th and 19th for the upstairs for our closed interviews. So we're approved for both those days. And then tentatively, we're May 2nd for the Chase Park interviews with the Board of Selectmen. We're gonna confirm that, when it gets closer,
okay.
but that's our tentative date. Okay. So I think that
Now,
was,
this year, are we doing the same as we did last year? Everybody's got to go through the Board of Selectmen on the
We-
18th and 19th. Are we only,
we only did new hires. We
Doing new
only
hires.
interviewed new hires, but everybody has to see the Board of Selectmen because they're being reappointed to the job. They're rehires, but we only met with the new hires.
okay,
Is that correct, Lisa?
Yes.
yes, that's, I just want to make sure that's what we were doing again this year.
All right, April 18th, April 19th,
Okay,
new hire interviews. And then, May 2nd, all, BOS, all hires. Okay. All right, any other Chase Park news?
no,
So skate park, we're just awaiting the votes. It's been mostly positive feedback. I've been pretty happy with the feedback, so let's hope that the town
I hope so.
approves some new skate park features. Actually, someone shared it again today on their own, or brought it up today, so that was nice. Okay, so, I didn't talk about that, Purington. I could have mentioned that earlier too. It's not super, important, but at some point, probably maybe when we go down to inspect to make sure everything's cleaned up over there, the bleachers just need to be moved to kind of close that traffic gap so cars can't get in the field, kind of between the
That's right.
concession stand and the fence. So that's the important part at Purington. And then I'm leaving to test the well I'm just leaving it there because we haven't done it yet. So it's not priority, but I don't want it to not be remembered.
Okay.
So spring's coming, so hopefully you can get quotes for wood chips.
Ha ha ha, wood chips. Actually, I'd like to get the free ones, but the wood chips on the, yes.
I think we have to have playground chips for
I
Bolton.
know what you mean. So I did send a message to
Simply Green?
No.
Or Stockhouse?
Stockhouse.
Okay. You had Simply Green written down too. I think there was somebody else you were gonna ask a quote.
no, the Simply Green did the ones at the middle school.
Right, so we were just gonna get a quote.
So we're hoping to get the wood chip quote and then hoping to ask for volunteers to help us spread them. Because so,
Spreading day.
yeah, let me see. I'll go back and check on the wood chip quote, but yeah, it was,
I mean, I may have a source for non-playground chips. So
And
the
we
ones
do-
that we were going outside, that we were putting outside.
yeah, we've got a source
And
for
we do have
that.
a source for that too, right in town.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep,
so
we
that,
have that.
and I think we can take them all. So if you have somebody that has wood chips that they need to put them somewhere, between you and Lisa, you can decide, priority and proximity, right? On the
Yep.
outside of the fences and stuff to keep the weeds down.
Yep.
Awesome.
And whether we dump them over that hill too, going down the hill from
Yeah.
Bolton, down over,
Where all the trees are.
no,
Yep.
we're all, well, that's one of the other things is making sure that these, I don't know who went nuts with the tractor and ruined all of the irrigation.
So, yeah, but that all got fixed, I think. That was a volunteer that was bushwhacking to try to cut some of the growth back, and
I don't
yes.
think it ruined the irrigation.
You could see the black pipe was pulled up, I think, but I think he fixed it.
Yeah, they did get that fixed, but I think that was, some of that was, oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Last year.
There was damage to Bolton.
There was some damage, but I think it was, that irrigation should have been deeper than it was.
Right, it was,
shouldn't
yeah,
have even
it
been.
wasn't, nothing was
Intentional.
intentional.
No, I know.
Okay, so you're gonna get the wood chip.
I'm asking him again.
Okay.
Because I know I sent it before, but
When I talked to Naomi, we talked about the weeds inside the playground fence at, Bolton. And she said that she recommended kind of in the fall, maybe when they're, just getting taller, if we can add it on to the contract. So we need to reach out to Stockhouse to see how much he's gonna charge us. Like, if he's already there, it doesn't need to be done often, maybe once a month kind of thing. If he's already there doing mowing or something, how much would he charge us just to do that weed whacking? And I'm hoping we can just add it to the contract of the field maintenance.
all right, that was to weed whack.
Oh, and I need to do an email too. I need the email.
Around,
The inside of the fence at Bolton. All the fence.
Playground.
Yes,
And
sorry,
outside.
the playground.
Outside.
But if you
Right.
also put put wood chips down on both the inside and the outside, hopefully that'll help fix some of it.
I meant to write, I'm emailing, Mike's Custom Canvas to make sure he got the.
yeah, wood chips are remember, this is what we got. $2,600 plus $400 for delivery. Now I'm remembering, now that he sent it.
2,600 for the chips.
Yep, labor for
400.
spreading chips and weed whacking inside the fence. 3 feet out of fence is $16.75 for a total of $46.75.
All right, hold on. That was the chips. What was weed whacking?
$16.75.
All right, so I have to take that number to Naomi.
But that was also for weed whacking inside fence and 3 feet outside of fence. So, and spreading chips, so, but the.
He said, did he say that was for the spreading of the chips and he just gave us the weed whacking for free? I think that's what he told you, was if he was already spreading all the chips, he was just gonna do the weed whacking. Maybe we get
Inside
another.
fence for 3 feet, outside of fence is $16.75, I don't know, he has it combined.
Right, so if we're not gonna have him spread them, because we're gonna spread them, or volunteers are gonna spread them, i.e. our families.
Yeah.
Right?
We're gonna end up spreading them.
Yeah.
We're gonna spread them, my kids are gonna spread them.
Well, if we reach out to the Girl Scout troops and maybe
They might help.
the robotics team, they've all done like specific playground cleanups, you know what I mean? There's groups out there that are,
He
And
said
I
it
don't
could
know if-
He said it could fluctuate, that's the price he gave last fall when they had a price, so if the prices have gone up, of course, it could fluctuate a little bit.
all right, I was just hoping to get a separate just weed whacking price.
Yeah. That's for regular weed whacking? Because I think once we start spreading wood chips, we're not gonna have the weed issue.
I'm hoping so.
Okay, let's keep going.
I'm just emailing Mike's Custom Canvas about the second, so when I talked to Naomi about the sunshade, the second one that was anonymously donated the money for us, it was, Naomi said there was I can't remember if it was a group or an individual, that was gonna make the check directly to him, so she didn't know. She kind of got the two of them in touch. So I had forgotten to follow through. I'd written to him last month and hadn't heard back. I just wanted to follow through that he got,
Paid.
that he got paid, received the
Okay.
payment for the second sunshade. Just reach out and make sure that you have received the payment for the second sunshade. Thanks. Okay, almost done. I love autocorrect when it's right. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Bench plaque, we'll reach out to Pam about that. Emailed Mike38, okay. Shatter bubble window, there's enough of us here to vote. If you guys want to, I know we don't have the final budget numbers, but we have at least default budget numbers. So we were quoted, now granted, this was, yes, last year's November quote, I don't know if it went up some or not, but $460 was gonna get us 4 flat plastic circles, to
Yeah.
cover, so we were gonna be able to repair 2. There were 2 severely damaged bubbles. And then we would be able to put 2 in the irrigation shed, for when they were needed. So that's what they're gonna look like. I don't remember if they're drilling the
I
holes.
thought we already voted yes on this.
We did not vote yes because we ran out of money last year.
Oh.
We had it on the slated table,
And we
and then
couldn't-
Beth told us the bills we owed.
And we couldn't do
We
it.
did the math, and we ran out of money. So we have to vote, and 3 of us are enough to vote. So you guys have to let me know if we want to approve it, second it, motion it, and where it's gonna come out of. It'll be either repairs or maintenance. I think repairs. Well, I mean, we're maintaining equipment, but you're repairing equipment. It's up to you guys. That one, and I also wanna, well, we're gonna make 2 different articles, but I wanna also do the exit tube for the exit tube for the slide.
Yep.
Which is $622. Freight
Yeah,
is
'cause that's all-
$347, so that was $1,050.
Yep.
Again, that was October quote, so I mean, so
It's gotta
Where's
get
this
done.
thing coming from?
it's coming, well, it's heavy.
Where's it coming from?
Minnesota, Ohio?
Oh, I'm not driving there.
Wisconsin, sorry, it's in Wisconsin. It's Burke, it's the people that made the original playground,
Okay.
and they're in Wisconsin.
Next time we get local people.
Okay, the next time we build a playground, we will get, well, the plastic people are local, and I'm even gonna pick it up, so there's no freight on that one.
Can the plastic people make the other?
I know. That's what I was thinking.
I don't know if they do extruded plastic or if they just do. I have absolutely no idea. I would have to give them exact specs though. Like I'd have to take the old one off and give it to them or something. They actually
Probably cheaper to buy a whole new slide.
they actually told me that it costs more money, a lot more money, if I give them the item and ask them to draw it. So my husband drew it, so they wouldn't charge us the draw fee. So,
All right, you ready for
I
your-
don't think they would do it for a better price, even the $300 saving on the shipping. What do you got?
Peter says 3 feet around the outside of the fence to keep it from growing through the fence, and whatever needs to be whacked on the inside of the fence is $275 each time, probably 3 to 4 times per summer.
Perfect. All right, I will talk to Naomi and see if I need BOS approval to add that on or what we'll do. Okay,
Got it.
all right, nice, thank you. Okay,
I love that he was so responsive. I really appreciate that.
so, plastic windows for the bubble playground.
Remote, do we purchase the 4 windows? 4 replacement windows.
Can we say
For up to $500.
to,
Piedmont Plastics.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. A motion to spend up to $500 to Piedmont Plastic. Okay, that's Dave. Piedmont Plastics. For replacement bubble windows. We have enough hardware. Sorry, I am not a note taker. Jean, second, all in favor. That's Lisa, yes, Dave, yes, Janine, yes. Okay, approved. Okay, I'll order that. 1050, Burke, the slide. Do we want to see pictures?
No?
No,
Okay, because Denise took marvelously wonderful pictures of how ripped the top
yeah, the
is,
slide isn't bad.
the top lip. There's a, I think she even did a, yeah, she did a close-up right here.
I wish we could have gotten the playground guy to come back out. He just never showed
I
up.
have it, well, the playground person I had was only replace equipment, not,
Yeah.
not maintenance. You can call Mr. Balls.
He doesn't go, so I gave up.
I think I got an estimate for the sidewalls for the sandbox too. I'll have to look and see where those are. I thought I got an estimate for the sandbox sidewalls. Okay,
Burke, we need to go get him to give us a new estimate. Because I have a feeling freight's gonna be like way more.
okay, so you guys are okay with me moving ahead to re-quote the estimate for just the exit tube
Yes.
and the freight? I think, I'll have to look at the hardware. I don't know that I don't know if it's the same hardware or if the hardware is gonna be fine or if I need a hardware package. I know I didn't need the window hardware package. I'll have to look at it, because if it's the same hardware that's on the windows, I have bags of it. All
Okay.
right. All right, so, slide tube, okay, inspect fasteners and, get second quote. Yeah, that was October, it was a little bit further away. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Mowing beyond soccer field, can you reach out to him? I know it won't be until they clean up, well, he won't be mowing for a while. Can you reach out to Stockhouse on a separate note about extending the mowing around the soccer field?
Which one?
Bolton.
Well, it's also if we can get more wood chips too.
I don't know, does he do playground wood chips?
No, if we can get wood chips to, in some of the areas where we don't need to mow, we just need to put down wood chips to prevent all the weeds.
Around the
from-
dumpster?
Oh, you're talking about extending it out towards the,
We keep having
batting
to,
cage.
we keep having to tree whack. Yeah, if we were able to mow more out towards the batting cage, that could be area utilized.
Yep.
It's wasted space right now. And it will look nicer with the batting cage over there. Also, but the wood chips behind the dumpster area, that would be in Bolton.
that would be nice.
Behind the soccer field, behind the dumpster. That would be wonderful for surplus
He's
wood
gonna have to
chips.
meet with us about that, I
Okay.
think, because it's gonna, we're gonna have to, I think it's a bigger question than I'm able to text.
Okay,
So we should, you and I should talk about that, and then I should go down and meet him.
okay.
But I wanna go down and see it.
Okay.
Doesn't hurt to get a quote.
Surplus. Non-playground chips. Behind dumpster area. At Bolton. It's kind of nice to have a running list of place where you want non-playground chips, so when you get a call, they have chips, you can
Yes,
just,
just dump them here. Yeah.
okay.
Well, we could always dump them there, and unfortunately, that's a lot of work to move them from one spot to the other, but.
Right, so if we have a few places that we'd like to have it, that would be good.
Because is there space up by the Boy Scout trailers?
Well, there's the turnaround area at the trailers.
Right, but there's not interfering with the parking for the baseball field. But there is a spot up there that they could dump them where they wouldn't impede them getting into the trailers.
Yeah, I know, but I'd rather have them closer to where we're gonna use them.
Right, but if you're gonna use them there, you dump them there, and then you can also dump them down on the bottom by where the dumpster goes.
Right. Okay. So, I have to excuse myself for a second, but Lisa, if you can start on the other business, cause it's, porta potty and dumpsters anyway, so.
Yep.
I'll be
So
right
here's the deal with the porta potties are this. We cannot get any quotes or any assurances that we can get Henniker porta potties and Henniker septic ones until next Monday, because they have a deadline of this Friday, to see what their need is from their existing customers. I did push back and let them know that we have been waiting for 2 years now, and that we were told we would probably be able to get them. But I guess porta potties have been really hard to come by. So they don't have enough in stock. That's what they're worried about, the possibility of not having enough in stock. So I asked them also about if we were to buy our own, and could they come service them, and the answer was basically, yes, you can, if you are able to find them, which you probably won't be able to find them, and that servicing them would be near the same price as renting them. So it doesn't seem like it's a good idea to do that. So it's not a money saving. So we did just checking on that to see if we could save some money that way, but doesn't seem like it's a money saving thing. So I think if the town had somebody that would do that, it would be different, because then the town would just add that and that they would take care of it, but it's not something that we have for service, so that's porta potties. And then I did talk to Naughton and Sons about settling down a little bit as far as the month of July. So we would only have them pick up at the fields from the middle of April to the end of June. And then we would have them pick up again, the middle of August to the middle to end of October. They said they can do that, but, so we can suspend service in July.
Well, the only problem that I would worry about is the problem we had last year where people were dumping garbage in Bolton.
I agree with you, and that is a concern, and I did express that concern, but I was asked to see if we could suspend service for July, so I did check, and we can. So
Either that, or can we go to like every 2 weeks?
it's already at every 2 weeks for the fields. For the rest of the season. So, I mean, if it happens again, that somebody jumps things, I'll go back down there with my rubber gloves and I'll file another police report.
Figure out who it is.
Well, we found out who it was last time, so,
Just send them a bill.
I would have loved to, but the person had moved out of town, and it was in the police hands at that point. So, anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did check on those things, so. That's all.
I don't know who was gonna reach out service hours. I think the high school, we were just gonna kinda let them know because I know high schoolers are required to fulfill a certain number of service hours.
Yeah.
We're just gonna kinda tell them. We have easy to-do lists, you know, like the raking, the cleanup, like almost any time of the year. We could definitely take service hours for cleaning. I don't know who to reach out to at the high school. I wouldn't mind doing it.
Go on the bulletin board, right there. They have a bulletin board.
Like go in there and physically put a piece of paper on there?
I think that they have one. Like I could probably send it an email
Okay, because I just wondered if they had like a service hour coordinator where the students reach out to if they're looking for service hours.
I think they have a bulletin board for that, but I can double check.
So you don't mind doing that?
No, I can.
Because it would be really nice to say, you know, we have paint, we have sheds that need to be painted. You know, we have fields that need trash pickup,
Yeah.
raking, because then they can just know that those are like always available and what it entails. So they're not volunteering for something they don't know what they're gonna do. All right. Lisa will reach out to the high school. All right. Okay. If anybody, should we move on or anything else? Needed to add on to other business? We can go into, Future.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's under future business.
okay, so yeah, so future business, I'm just keeping the gazebo, you know, the winter decor. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do senior baskets. I want to leave that on there too. I'm going to add senior baskets. Okay. So, yeah, gazebo, winter decor, CIP, the tennis courts, we're gonna wanna, I know that won't be until the fall, but we wanna start talking about that for the
Yeah.
total reconstruction. And then, so the separate account for the park, for the revolving fund.
Okay.
Dave brought up this,
It's actually in the town report, it's on
Yep.
pages 80 and 81. There's various other escrow, non-town accounts. Are we already underneath, are we in that or not? I don't know.
I don't think so, non-town, we are town though.
I don't know what's in that, but there's money in it, so I don't know if we already have, it's already set up and it's just kind of lumped underneath there and we can just have to break it back out to being separate.
This, I mean, they do have like a surplus, like leftover money, end of year surplus money type of thing. Other funds.
I don't know, I mean, they've got, other people have got these accounts, so I think we just need to, maybe if we have to put it back to town vote, or whether we just have to have them set it up, I don't know, it's something that I just happen to be flipping through
Yeah,
the,
so Dave's talking, like Conservation Commission has, you know, a treasurer's account, $273,000. And then Town Forest has a treasurer's account, you know, now it's $170,000 and things like that. So, various escrow non-town accounts, that is
I just don't-
$280,000.
I mean, I just don't know if
Well, what Pam?
we're lumped in there and we just have to break it out into our own now, or what, I don't know.
What Pam had mentioned, earlier that I wanted to add
On the
in.
voting today.
Yes, yep, Article
Yeah.
12, said, oh, I had written Article 12, yeah, I'm trying to remember which one it was. So it was, oh boy. Shall the town raise and appropriate the sum of $260,000 for the purpose of purchasing a newly fully equipped 10-wheeled plow truck for the highway department?
It
It will be
was one of the
withdrawn.
articles
It will
today.
be withdrawn from the unreserved fund balance. That's not the one, though. It was, they
No,
were
it
creating
was
an
in the
account.
voting today,
Yeah, this is what we voted on today.
right, it's in one of those articles today.
Okay, right here, Article 17. No, that's not it. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm normally much more prepared than this, but I just got to see it today. And it's the highway department. It was creating a special fund for the highway department.
No, it's for the DPW for,
You know what?
Oh.
That is the highway
oh,
department.
okay.
You read my mind. Okay, maybe this is the rough draft, so maybe it's, no, this is what we voted on at the deliberative session. It should be in here, it's driving me crazy. Okay, wait. Come from the Vehicle Special Reserve Fund. No, it was creating a special resolving fund. All right, I'm referring to the text that I got today that told me what fund it was. She said Article 12 on the ballot. Article 12. Ta-da, here it is. shall we adopt the provision of RSA 31:95-C to restrict 50% of the recyclable revenues to expenditures for the purpose of the transfer station equipment and capital reserve projects. Such revenues and expenditures shall be accounted for in a special reserve fund to be known as the Transfer Station Recyclable Special Reserve Fund, separate from the general fund. Any surplus in said fund shall not be deemed part of the general fund accumulated surplus and shall be expended only after a vote by the legislative body to appropriate specific amount from said fund for a specific purpose related to the purpose of the fund or source of revenue. So that's the wording to create a special revenues account fund that does not get put back into the general fund. So it becomes money earmarked specifically for that focus, which is what we're looking to do. We have to take revenues, the only revenues we'd be able to take are from Chase Park.
Yep.
So we would have to look into that, and see. So that was the example.
So it's something
And I
we need to get it done, so
even
it's,
wrote on the agenda,
so it'll be ready for
next year.
next year's vote.
Yep. So we'll want to see, I mean, as far as I know, it would be, submitting the article.
Unless we're already underneath this other one. I don't know what's in this.
What's it called?
It's in the last one. It's various escrow accounts, parentheses, non-town, but I don't know what that means.
I'm sure we're not, but we can ask.
We can ask and say,
It might be, you know what
when
it
you say
might be?
various to me means more than one.
You know what it might be,
Various to
though?
me means one more than one account.
The federal government gave specific COVID relief money that we had to spend.
That's right.
That, because it's non-town, that's what's making me, what could be
Yeah.
non-town? So I'm wondering if it's the federal funds
Right.
that they
That
put
could be it.
earmarked,
I don't
because it was for various accounts, like, police got a little, fire got, you know what I mean? The buildings got, so I can ask.
We can ask. If not, how do we set it up so that we can be on next year?
Right? Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay.
I did actually read the book.
I only read what we wrote. Sorry. I read our part.
I read that. I read the pay page.
So bylaws, for future date. And then I just wanted to keep pumpkin hunt and senior baskets in there. So unless anybody has anything else tonight,
Nope.
then I call this meeting adjourned at 8:29 PM. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.